Men, I have an interesting question for you. Is the suffering you're going through with purpose or in vain? Think about it. The suffering that you've gone through, maybe in the last day, maybe in the last week, the last month, the last year. Maybe it's a health issue. Maybe it's a struggle in your marriage, a separation, a divorce, or just constant bickering. Maybe it's something within your job. Maybe you've lost your job. Maybe there's argument and disagreement with you and your coworker or your boss, your employees. Maybe it's a loss of a loved one. We are all suffering. We all go through suffering. The question is, do you believe it has a purpose, or is it simply in vain? The funny thing is, as humans, we tend to forget the growth that we have when we go through pain and suffering, when of course we choose to grow. For some of you, you may not be growing. You may have be suffering for years, but you're not learning from the pain, learning from the suffering. And on the other hand, there's some men that suffer, they learn from the pain, they grow from the pain, and they move forward in life. And we have this choice. Now, God says in Romans 8:28 that, all things get worked out for good for those who love him. So as a Christian, we should believe that our suffering is for purpose, but do you truly believe that? And are you using that for a purpose? Are you using your suffering for a purpose? I was reading in Philippians today. In the first chapter, it says, this is Paul, it says, "I want you to know, brothers, that what has happened to me has really served to advance the gospel." His purpose was to advance the gospel. And what has happened to him? He had been in prison. He'd been whipped, beaten, stoned. Basically, everyone's been trying to kill him. And he is basically rejoicing of all the things that have happened to him because it has served its purpose. So the question is your pain and suffering serving a purpose? Now, I want you to understand something else, that your pain and your suffering, when you choose to learn from it, when you choose to grow in it or grow from it, you have more confidence. You're going to be more bold. And Paul even talks about this in verse 14. He says, and most of the brothers, having become confident in the Lord by my imprisonment, are much more bold to speak the word without fear. The things we go through help us to become more confident, help us become more bold in living in a way worthy of our calling, and to let go of fear. Because the more suffering we go through, the more we can trust in what God says is not to fear things of this world, not to fear what can hurt the flesh, but fear what hurts the spirit. So men, is the suffering you're going through with a purpose? Or do you continue to suffer in vain? And again, we easily forget that our suffering can help us. If we look at sports, back when you were in high school maybe, or college, you went through a few weeks of hell. We called it Hell Week, just to be better throughout the season. In your health and fitness, you go in and train. You suffer during your training session, and that helps you grow. You tear your muscles down to help them grow. You make your muscles suffer to help them grow. And for all of you, a little side note, for all of you that are going to be upset because I'm not wearing a shirt and sharing the gospel, please comment below. I'll make sure to pray for you. It's okay. Men, know that your suffering can serve a purpose. You can learn, you can grow, you can use it for a greater good if you choose. Or you can continue to just suffer in vain. And I can be honest with you. I've been there. I suffered in vain, not realizing, not seeing that the purpose behind the pain, the purpose behind the suffering was to help me grow, was to help me walk closer with the Lord, to help me live more confident, live more boldly, and to let go of fear. So men, the question is, what is your pain and suffering doing in your life? Is it just pain and suffering? Or are you learning and growing from it? Now, this isn't taking away from the fact that it is pain. It is suffering. It sucks. But it's for your good. So men, I hope this helps. And if you're struggling to see how your pain and suffering is going to help you grow, is going to help a bigger purpose, message me. I want to help you. Sometimes you just need to step back and look. Sometimes you need someone to open your eyes. This is what has happened with me in my life. People have come into my life. I've reached out to people, and they have helped me see things that I was missing because I was in the pit. I was in the suffering, and I couldn't see how it was all serving a purpose. So men, I hope that this helps you, and I hope that your pain and suffering isn't in vain. And if you're struggling, reach out to somebody, whether it's a trusted friend, whether it's a counselor, whether it's me. I'll gladly get on a call with you and have a conversation of what's going on. How can I help? How is this, how can this that you're going through be beneficial for you? Again, sometimes you just need that outside view. So men, remember, whatever you're going through, it absolutely sucks. It sucks. But it has a purpose when you learn and grow from it. God bless.